license and registration, he can sense your aggravation.
On the head of the fallen angel.
When the world is muttering under the floorboards, stomp even louder.
Untime.
Let them know you are alive today.
Or unhum.
Did you know that your hands came with a ripple effect?
Whisper tones unraveling like silk.
Blood, sweat, and tears win by any means poetry.
Wait, look at me. Is a piece of the pie too good for me?
Some may call it rock the mic. We call it poetry.
And so it began. So it continues. Each day, they appreciate more and more the beauty that blossoms within. They have come to know God's word is true. So they hold fast to the smell of roses, watch in destiny's mirror as their waltz unfolds, cherishing, understanding that though blessings can never be earned, these are simply theirs. They or an ancestor must have done something right. Perhaps they are one in God's sight, for neither could nor would want a life without the other. Daily, they lift prayers of thanksgiving, grateful that among all of his creations, God ordained their union as one, sacred and strong, pure, possessing power to last past eternity's end. And so it began, so it continues. He for her, she for him, God holding them on high, shining his light, guiding, protecting, patiently teaching each to reach deep inside to that which he planted. For as no blossom blesses like his love, no blessings blossom more beautifully than those from above. And so it began. Hello, Sojourn with Words family. Our viewers are in for a treat. Each of you will find what I'm talking about because we are presenting one of the foremost young voices of Prince George's County, Maryland. I'm speaking of none other than the current Youth Poet Laureate of Prince George's County, Saniya Pearson. Saniya, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it is our privilege and our pleasure. Before we get into a more in-depth conversation, let me share some of the information that I have about this extraordinary young woman. Her name, again, is Saniya Pearson. She is a 16-year-old international baccalaureate student at Central High School, right here in Prince George's County. In January, she became the 2024 Prince George's County Youth Poet Laureate. She is also the president of her 10th grade class, a mock trial defense attorney, a green team contributor, and a varsity tennis player. As one of Prince George's County's Youth Poet Ambassadors, Saniya has performed her socially conscious and uplifting pieces nationwide. Some of her performances include the Kennedy Center for the 50th anniversary of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On album, the Lynx Incorporated Regional Conference after winning first place in the drama category, and the Prince George's County's inaugural Legislative Day. Truly, this young woman is doing great things, and we are honored and thrilled both to have her on Sojourn with Words, but even more so to have her in the lead as the Youth Poet Laureate of Prince George's County, Maryland, right here in the United States. We say that because we know that our viewership now is international, it's global. So Saniya, we are so very happy to have you with us. I want to kind of go back to the beginning. When did you start writing poetry?
So my journey for starting poetry has actually started since 2018, back in fourth grade, and I was only 11 at the time. And shout out to my teacher, Miss Fry. She was my English teacher, and she had this segment on poetry. And though I didn't gravitate to it at first, it did push me to explore the art form. And one day I decided to pick up a journal, and the rest is history.
Okay, such a history, such a rich history indeed. Now tell us about Brave New Voices competition in San Francisco, California, no less. What was that experience about? And I believe it had something to do with a slam team.
Yes. So Brave New Voices is a international competition in which all of these slam teams across globally come together to compete to be the Brave New Voices champion. And so we represented the DMV. Shout out to my coaches, Glow Shines and Chloe Edwards. And even though we had made it to the second semifinals round and won third place, I honestly would never forget the experience and the amount of talents that was in the room, and being able to connect with so many artists, so many poets that we share the same common goal of wanting to express our art form. And I'll never forget the friends I've made and just the experiences overall to visit new places.
Yeah, for those that are not from this region of the country, DMV stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So this slam team is one of an international gathering of slam team artists competing. And so congratulations, Saniya Pearson, on being a part of the DMV slam team, winning, I believe it was third place in that international competition. Wonderful, wonderful. Now talk a little bit about Cotton. Yeah, Cotton and the Washington Performing Arts Residency. I'm not speaking of the fabric. I'm speaking of a performance, an extraordinary event. I'll let you tell us about it.
Yes, so Cotton is actually a collection of poetry that was performed at the Kennedy Center. And although it was surrounding cotton, as you said, the fabric, it was more so dating back to its history and slavery and the plantations, and how each poet, including those such as Nikki Giovanni, had interpreted cotton in their pieces. And it was a lovely experience sponsored by the Washington Performing Arts. It was a mixture of visuals. We had the photographs that were on display as we had read the poet's poetry, as well as the opera singers who then recited the same poetry in song form. And so I just loved how it sort of combined and meshed all of these different art forms to make one beautiful collection of pieces.
Okay, so you had spoken word poetry and you had opera, and you were a part of this experience at the Kennedy Center?
Well, I wouldn't say I was necessarily on stage, but I did get a chance to watch it, and it was actually sort of kind of transcending in a way. Like, it transported me to a whole new world of sorts and these poets' perspectives.
Okay. Now, did you have an experience at some point to perform at the Kennedy Center? Has that been your experience already?
Yes, actually. And it is probably one of my major accomplishments at a poet to be able to perform at the Kennedy Center. I was actually invited to do the celebration for Marvin Gaye's 50th anniversary of his album, What's Going On.
Feet walking across the streets in search of justice. We yearn for it, longing to hold it tightly in our clenched fists that punch the air for words that have yet been spoken to offer them rest. Peace. And restless we are. Banners held high, tears flowing, voices dry from shouting, crying out together in unison, wanting there to be equality in every shade.
It was just a nerve-wracking, but just overall wonderful experience to be able to be on that stage and share my art form and get to, meet other poets, other generations of speakers from middle school all the way up to after graduating college. It was just wonderful to be in the room.
Well, congratulations at 16 to have already performed at the Kennedy Center. Wow, what an incredible accolade to have. So when you're talking about the wonderful experiences that you've already had, and you look at your role as Youth Poet Laureate of Prince George's County, what words of encouragement would you offer to others, regardless of their station in life, whether they're youth or adults? Because you're clearly well beyond your age range as far as all opportunities that you've already had. So what would you offer to others who wish to write? And why is poetry the significant art form for you?
So to anyone who has a passion, whether that's poetry, whether that's music, whether that's just anything else, if you're an athlete, I've always told myself to never give up, to keep going, to keep sharpening at your craft, because there will be a day where your light will shine and the world will thank you for it, that you have sharpened your talent to the point and where they will know you and they will know your name. And I've always said this to those who feel as though they have failed at life, that you have only failed when you have stopped trying. And so to continue trying, to continue working at whatever passion it is, and I will see you.
Okay. Well, we're excited because we're about to hear some poetry by Saniya Pearson. But before we transition to that, are there possibly some shout outs that you'd like to make? I know I'd like to say thank you to Patrick Washington and Neville Adams with Dialect of Prince George's County for the incredible work they're doing with the Youth Poet Laureate program of Prince George's County. But are there some that you would like to give shout out to?
Yes. So most importantly, shout out to Mr. Washington of Dialect PG Poets. I couldn't have made it this far as an artist, as a poet without him. I mean, he has opened so many doors for me, and I wouldn't be where I am today without, his constant coaching and, just being there for me as an artist. And also shout out to Words Beats in Life, my forever family, my forever art family. They've always been like a second family to me, and they are why I am where I am today. Also, shout out to my coaches from my DMV Slam team, Coach Glow Shines and Coach Chloe Edwards. Oh my goodness. I am just so happy that I was able to be a part of the experience with you all. Shout out to Natalia, shout out to Ash, shout out to Mekdi. Speak life. We are always going to continue to speak life. And then also shout out to my mom, shout out to my momager for taking me where I needed to go, for always just being supportive of me and my art form, as well as my father and the rest of my family.
Okay, well, certainly we are thrilled to be able to support you. And is there a way that our viewers can be in touch with you? We know you're in school, and so you have a full schedule during the day, but if there are opportunities for online contact.
Yes, so you can follow me on Instagram at Poetry Sap, SAP, like sap from a tree. And you can also follow me on Facebook. You can just type in my name, Saniya Pearson, and I will pop up. I'll be putting all of my notifications for my next performances there, so be sure to check it out.
Well, thank you so much. And now, drum roll, if you will, please welcome to the stage Saniya Pearson, Youth Poet Laureate of Prince George's County and poet extraordinaire. Saniya, the stage is yours.
Thank you. So the first piece I'm going to be doing is actually the piece inspired by the Cotton Residency. And it is entitled, Can You See Me? I hope you enjoy. You can see me, but can you hear me? Can you feel the history that drags my roots? The life that tugs at my branches to wave back at you, to protect you, watch over you, to fill your lungs to breathe in what I see, the very same air once shared by those who long to taste the freedom sitting on your tongue that rested silently so you could speak, that painfully crawled so you could walk. The trees, us that were cut so you could stand and walk over the same land I've wandered before. Unsung cries for a voice now yours, ringing in your ear, but sealing itself beneath your lips, complaining of a dry throat, jumbled words, and a mouth with a slow leak. So there you sit, with a thirst for change, but doing nothing as cotton clogs your tongue. But why? Why do you let it? Because I still wear chains, I say. I still carry baggage full of fluffed up hopes, some dragging an inferiority complex, but I guess I got that from you, from them, the cool iron that still chinks, and the loops of metal that still twist, that still rust, free throws in a game of tug of war. I pray not to lose, I pray not to lose my mind. My mind, they feed it, I eat it, consumed it, consumed. I eat what they tell me to think, to hear, to listen. Listen to the media, to the reading. No, not that kind of read, see. In their eyes, it's because they want us to be happy, to smile, but really in their mind, it's to disregard your roots, cutting them from their page ground, shoving down queries of what it was like to wear a crown, to be royalty, still royalty, and take away the pivot that proves it, shows it. Our literacy testimonies, our destiny destined to be challenged from the beginning, to forget the forgotten, cover up the pretty garden of secrets left to rot. So when I finally get a chance to see you, I don't see you. I can't feel you. I don't hear your cries because they're drowned out by lands romanticized. So when whispers seep into hungry ears, tormented by ignorance's arms, it's drowned out by the wind. But little one, you say, I am all around you. I live through you. So why do you let them take it? Why do you let them tell you to swing your legs, teeter them off the edge of tomorrow? They didn't steal your soul, little one. So why do you sit and let your voice drip from its cries, little one? Don't you recognize? You still have the power to rewrite the pages they took, to narrate your way out of the pretty garden of secrets, to expose the rotting that lies beneath these cotton fields, little one. I can see you. I can feel you. I hear you. I listen to your prayers every night. I listen to you. Listen to me. All you have to do is close your eyes. I'm still here. So don't be afraid to speak out, to share your truth, our truth, these roots, to see my branches waving softly and wave back. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Such power, such truth. Thank you, Saniya. Please continue. Oh my.
So this next piece is words of affirmation that I often say to myself. I hope you enjoy. I am. I am air, and the soft sound that brings it life, the space line between what is genuine and out of spite. I'm the whisper of sweetness you hear after lullabies, the tear that crosses your cheek before the last goodbye. Continuous dots after long strands of silences, the needed pause roots adorned by the quietness. I am foundation so that your feet may stand, but come too close and I'll sink beneath the ground like sand. I am land. I am the sun longing to kiss its earth. This shine too much to bear, so we never truly see its worth. I am life, a lost love between breathing, starting, and end. The flower and its thorns, beauty preserved by its jagged edge. I'm hidden in the corners of darkness, blanketing the night sky. I am feeling, I am emotion, the cross of hope glistening in your eyes. I'm sunflower petals which carry the honeydew droplets of rain. I am clouds, I am fire, the stillness in the eye of a hurricane. I'm reasons the door is questioning to stay or move on. The chaos in your brain when eyes hold a beat too long. I am song, the music that fills the cage bird's wings. I am freedom, I am peace, the final chord of violin strings. I'm the crashing waves of ocean, the calm river's bend. I am lightning, I am thunder, the curious breeze of the wind. I am kindness, the taste of sugar before the bitter salt. I'm bubbling forgiveness, the silk thread of memories you've long forgot. You ask me where I am, and the answer before you is clear. Why, darling, you don't have to look too far, for I am already here. Thank you.
Oh, what an affirmation. What an affirmation. Wonderful, wonderful. Continue, please.
Yes, so this next piece is actually inspired by a poem by Jason Reynolds, and it was a piece entitled To All of the Dreamers, and I hope you enjoy. Dreams, an unclear haze in your mind. You sometimes think about catching them, feeling the wisp through your fingertips, clouds of possibility never stopping to amaze you of how a dream can seem so real, almost tangible, yet all there is to taste is air, life's sky. And we think life is supposed to bend when we bend, start when we start making it, when everything starts to turn in our favor, but in truth, those clouded thoughts are still blue sky. And perhaps if we swallowed them long enough, we'd fly high enough to see Earth's abundance and how it still spins without us, still grounded though our feet don't touch it. Maybe then we'd realize our dreams are as tangible or intangible as we make them. This land we walk was once a dream too, you know. The only split difference between this and ours is God's dream became reality. And until we realize time waits for no man, ours will still be clouds, full of uncertainty and fluff, but a promise to come true if we dare to dream long enough. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that was incredible. And I can understand you being inspired to write a poem by anything Jason Reynolds writes. Thank you for sharing your poetry with our viewers here on Sojourn with Words. I'm wondering, let's see, is there a very short piece that you might be able to offer, something uncharacteristically short for you? We've got very few.
I got just the thing.
Okay. Yeah, I want to squeeze in as much as we can for our viewers today. I'm being greedy. We've got about 3 minutes, probably 2.5 now.
Perfect.
Okay, go for it.
So this was one of my experimental pieces, and I always say this as a challenge to anyone doing works of art to experiment and try new things. So this piece is entitled Rehearsal. Over dead dots to dead lines, I fear that I'm running out of time. My mind envious too, my own design, my lips quivering at the thought of rehearsing lines. Am I out of time? Do my thoughts trigger warning signs? You can see how the clouds tickle the morning sky while I'm balanced to the air, but not quite tired. Sunrise, I finally choking up, woken up from the ice age, and the stage calls to me again. To end well, I've only got it to begin, but I stop, I wait. I appreciate the gift that God creates to be one of the greats, to take on the fate of the ricochet. The bullet never ceases to chase. I often wonder, does it get easier after the bang? After the tragedy fades and takes its course, sinking its teeth into the life once yours, pleading with an hourglass full of quicksand, of last chance, of missteps and mistakes, of wrong turns and right fate, of right face and right space, but wrong times and too lates, of wrong pace. But I'll wait, I'll stop, doubting when the curtains will ever drop. I'll stop, I'll wait, wondering if it's all too late. Did I miss it? Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Saniya Pearson, thank you. Thank you for being a guest poet here on Sojourn with Words. I know our viewers enjoyed today because I thoroughly enjoyed today. The poetry was always just on point. Your presentation is so masterful, and you just have so much to say. I can't wait to just watch your poetry life continue to blossom, because we know the beauty that you possess will do just that. For our viewers, is there a way that, let's see, our viewers can be in touch with you on Sojourn with, well, after Sojourn with Words, briefly? We already talked about your contact information, I believe. Yes. So for those that want to know, Saniya Pearson is the 2024 Youth Poet Laureate of Prince George's County. We know that she has great things that she's going to continue to do. Be in touch with Sojourn with Words if you want to know what's happening with poetry. But always remember, just, pick up a pen, keep writing, and reach out to Sistah Joy, also on sistahjoy.com. Look forward to seeing you next week. Well, next time on Sojourn with Words.